Welcome to another episode of the Conversations in Rhythm podcast. I'm your host, Larry Q. Jordan Jr. And as you can see, we are on set today at the Barn Dinner Theater in Greensboro to sit down with technical director Matthew Bradshaw, who has been a creative force here for over 32 years. In this exclusive episode, I'm going to be talking with him about his beginnings in film and acting at UNCG, the many productions and roles he's embraced at the Barn, and his favorite moments from the previous Dreamgirls run. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Conversations in Rhythm with Matthew Bradshaw.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. So we're here at the Barn and Dinner Theater.
The Barn Dinner Theater.
Barn Dinner Theater. Thank you for the correction.
Yeah. Well, it is Barn and Dinner Theater, but it's not.
The brand is.
But it's Barn Dinner Theater.
Gotcha. Well, no, that's a very important delineation, because even if you put it in on the internet, if you put that in wrong, it's not going to come up, right?
It might. It might.
Okay.
I've never tried.
I did.
That would be something to try, but
But
you would think that with all the algorithms and everything, they'll go Barn, Dinner, Theater. Boom. There you go.
But it's Barn Dinner Theater.
Yeah, Barn Dinner Theater.
And there's a factoid that you drop before every show, that this is the longest running.
Yeah, continuously running dinner theater in the United States.
That's killing.
61 years,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
So what do you think is the secret to the longevity?
The secret?
Mm-hmm.
I guess not closing.
That's legit. Yeah.
I mean, when I first started, this was 1993.
Okay.
So it's been 32 years.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started here, Conley Jones owned this, and he owned quite a few of the Barn Dinner Theaters.
Okay.
And this was like his flagship.
Okay.
And he lived in the area, so I think that's probably the reason this one stayed open as long as it did.
Gotcha.
When he passed away, his wife Anna sold it to Bill and Charlie.
Okay.
And they just came in and just kept it going. So it's never closed.
Gotcha.
Except for COVID.
We
took a hiatus. We didn't close. We took a hiatus, just like everybody else.
Right.
So yeah, I guess 61 years of continual shows. And I've been here for 32 of them.
That's killing, man. That is killing. When you said that, I was like, man, like that in and of itself needs to be celebrated, because there's a lot of really cool things that are going on in Greensboro, but we don't always celebrate it. We don't always talk about the cool things,
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And I don't know a whole lot of those things either in Greensboro, because I'm always here.
There you go. Hey, there you go. You focused on what you're doing.
And that's true to life for a lot of people. When they're working, they're working so much they don't have time. And people talking about stuff, other things, they go, "Ooh, I hadn't heard of that before."
We're gonna investigate that.
Yeah,
I did. Well, so you said 32 years you've been connected here. Like, you just don't walk into a gig like this. Like, what were you doing in the arts? Like, what's your background in the arts that even led you to a spot like this?
Well, I went to UNCG.
Okay.
And I started in 1988.
Okay.
And I got a BFA in acting and directing.
Kill it.
And a buddy of mine, later become a great friend, he was a master's degree student at the time, and we met and hit it off, because I was an older student. I waited 3 years before I even came to college.
Cool.
I was working for my dad, and traveling and installing computer systems for credit unions. He was an ex-IBMer that opened up his own company.
Okay.
So I did that right out of high school.
Gotcha.
And I'd done high school performances and chorus and little theater all through my young adult life.
Okay.
So I had the itch for it.
Yeah.
And then when I decided 3 years of traveling and working, I said, I want to go to school. Right out of high school, I didn't want to go to college.
Yeah.
So I took that time, actually worked, and went, that's just hard stuff. I want to go to school.
Yeah.
And when I was traveling so much, I didn't have an opportunity to perform, except for in the car, and the person I was riding with didn't like that. Shut up, Matt. So I just had that itch to do that. So I got into the BFA program and went through my, I call it my 5-year program, because I was great in my major subjects, but some of the general subjects I sort of let slide, because when you're in the theater, in the BFA program, you are constantly learning lines, constantly reading plays, constantly in rehearsals, and as a musician, you've got to rehearse a lot before you perform. So a lot of my time was consumed with actual performances, rehearsals, and all that. So all this history studying sort of went on the wayside. Psychology, what is that? So it took me a while. So I would start taking classes, and I would start doing poorly. I'd drop it. So I was on the 5-year plan. So at my last semester, I ended up taking 4 general.
Okay.
You
just put it all together.
I just put it all together one year and did it. I didn't do any shows that semester, which is a bummer. But I'd had my 4 years of performing, so I was pretty good at that. The buddy that I was talking about earlier, the master's degree student, he was here for 2 of those years, and then he went off and was performing, and he came back to direct a show at the barn.
Okay.
And I graduated December of '93, and the first show that he was directing was in January. So he called me up and said, "Hey man, you want to be in the show at the barn?"
Okay.
I said, "Yeah, sure, man, I'll do it." And so he cast me in a show at the barn, and I did like 3-4 shows in a row. Back then, they would hire you for multiple shows.
Okay.
And you would. And they weren't musicals. They were just straight. They were sex farces.
Gotcha.
Three's Company type stuff.
Right.
And so I was young, actually had hair, thinner. I was 23 years old, so I just started working in there. And then right after those couple performances, the guy that was running the tech, he dropped out, and they knew that I worked in construction and things like that. That's another story. See, my dad, along with being IBM and owning his company, he got his contractor's license, and he remodeled houses. So all in my high school days, I was helping him remodel houses.
Wow.
So that was my money while I was in high school. So I learned all this stuff from him with construction and everything. So I knew how to build all the sets. I knew how to do all that. So I got in. I didn't know much lighting or sound at the moment, but for the barn here, we didn't have. You can't see it, but you can do a shot afterwards. But there's a booth here. I built that probably 15 years ago.
Okay.
But before that, every show was run from this booth upstairs.
Okay, now I've seen the booth upstairs.
Yeah, and there was a great big mirror, convex mirror, right up here.
Okay.
That you look through the little window and you could see the whole stage in like one of those fisheye views.
Yeah.
So you're sitting here looking to the side, doing all the sound and the lights, looking through a little portal window.
Wow.
That was the first 8 years I was here running shows, so it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's hip.
So I know. I wanted to be able to hear what the audience was hearing. Is the reason I fought for them taking 2 tables out, so I could have a booth down here. And they finally said, yeah, and it made life so much easier.
Wow.
You felt like a real tech person
Wow.
at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, that's killing, man. So what other construction have you done on the barn?
Or construction on the barn?
Yeah, because I mean,
Well,
skill set, like, yeah.
I do a lot of. I have done a lot of maintenance. All the tables you see in here now. There used to be, like the top row were 6 tops.
Okay.
6 people sat at one table. Now there's only 4 tops, and they were pieces of plywood that they cut in a rectangle and bolted to the wall with one piece of a 2x4 leg.
Okay.
And they covered them with this vinyl tablecloth. So I guess it was, it's been 10, 12 years ago. Me and another guy, Tony, we ripped them all out and we put these laminated tables in. So I've done that, and I've built the little thing outside of the tech booth over there, and maintenance here and there. So, but actual building, I built these things, and anything really for the set. I don't do toilets.
I hear that. Yeah.
I draw the line at some places.
Yeah, that's how you pay for it. Yeah, I hear that. Well,
yeah.
man, the reason I asked that is because a lot of college students watch the pod, and then I also have a lot of young men who watch the pod. And one of the things that I try to highlight, and I just appreciate, especially in this generation, is just the example of men just being incredibly resourceful, incredibly useful to the environment and to the people and situations around them. So like, even hearing about your dad, the way my granddaddy told me, he said, son, you always got to keep a dollar turning, meaning that you got to develop multiple skill sets, in order to just survive. So I just think that that's really hip, man.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. I have built lots of things. People, when they find out that I do construction stuff, 6 or 7 decks for people, and then you're gonna give me the friend rate, right? I always want the hookup, and that's something that I enjoy doing. So yeah, I would definitely give them the friend rate, but it wasn't 100% just for the money. I mean, doing other things like building a deck, going in. There's a lady that for 25 years here in Greensboro, she asked me to come over and do some handyman stuff for her house. And 25 years later, she still calls me 4 or 5 times a year. Hey, I've got this. She'll save up 3 or 4 things and say, I've got these 3 things I need you to do. Yeah. And one summer she had these big railroad ties. She has a 3-tiered backyard, and these railroad ties that were rotting and dilapidated and not holding back the earth the way she wanted it. She said, I want to change those out to those concrete wall retainers. So I spent a whole summer doing that. So that's something I'd never done before, out of my wheelhouse. So I had to go on and read about it, and it was fun because I was learning something new. I've never done it. It's in my wheelhouse now, and I wish it wasn't. Because I swore after that summer, I'll never do this again. I'm never gonna do this again. But I ended up I did it at my house too. I said, oh. It turned out great. I said, oh, I'm going to do that too. So, I have a couple of places where I did that as well.
Well, that kind of speaks to one of the things, just as a creative person, I picked up watching you do the introductions, being the MC for the shows here, is, man, you think so fast on your feet. So when you were pursuing your degree or at some point in your artistry, have you studied improvisation? Like, or is that just like a natural? You're just a witty cat, and you can just assess and respond.
I haven't studied improv. I've never taken a class or anything. I think it's just like jumping in and doing that wall. Mm-hmm. When I first started doing the announcements, I wasn't wasn't like you saw.
It's a process.
It's a process. I mean, I wasn't bad. I don't think. I think I was comfortable on stage performing, so it made it easier for me to be in front of an audience. And I think that's the whole key for me is when I go out to do the MC work, I am me, but I'm playing a character of me. So I'm able to, perform like a character. So I have the freedom to do all this, whatever you're given, absorb it and give it right back.
Right.
And you can just tell some people when you talk to them and they don't want to talk, you can go, all right, and your brain going, move on to the next one. Move on. Don't joke with them, just be nice and then move on. Then there's some people that they light up when you talk to them and you say, oh, I know I can pick with them.
Right.
Yeah, and after years of doing it, I mean, I've had some people complain, you shouldn't have said that. And I said, well, I'm sorry, I said, I didn't mean anything malicious by it. Right. I was just trying to have everybody have a good time. Right. If you didn't have a good time, I'm sorry. I guess that goes the adage, you can't please everyone. And I don't want to cause anyone distress while I'm doing that, and I try to keep it at a fun pace, but it's infectious. When you get going, sometimes it's hard to. There's 1,000 things I want to say, but I have to tamp it down, Like, I think you were here when that short little lady stood up. I said, I had 100 things. I said, no, don't say anything.
Don't let it ride.
Don't let it loose. I think, and I'm going to switch. I think that comes from the years that I did children's theater.
Okay.
So, a lot of people have a lot of improv talent, but they have to watch what they say around kids. Right. So you're constantly being able to improv, but keep in mind your audience.
You got to filter.
Yeah, you got to filter that for the kids, and that's sort of what I do for the audience, and that's in my mindset. So I don't get too wild. The adrenaline, all of that's going on when you're performing. And performing for kids is a class in improv as well, because the kids shows that I was involved with, that I eventually owned the company, Storybook Theater, which we are having a show September 6th and 7th.
Boom, I heard that.
Yeah, there you go. 6th and 7th. Yeah. Aladdin and The Little Mermaid. We've two of our favorites for the kids shows that we've done. They are more of an improv situation because we'll bring kids up to say one line or two lines. Okay. So they might not say it, and so you have to try to get them to say it and all of that. So it is, you never know what the kids are going to find funny. Right. Well, you can go up there and shake your butt, they're going to laugh. Right. But you never know exactly. So you're always on your toes. You're always thinking and what ifs. What if this goes? What if this goes? What if this goes? I guess that's the whole thing of improv, is the what ifs. Right. Yeah. Yeah,
man. Yeah, that's. Anytime I meet people that that I see are really quick on their feet, man, I have an immediate affinity with. I'm a jazz musician, so I'm always like peeping people's process, and like that's one of the things I've always quietly admired about you. I'm like, yeah, this cat, man, he's got his system down pat, you know. You talked about the children's theater. Could you go into more about that, man?
Oh yeah. The gentleman that his name's Eric Trainer, great guy, great friend. He started out the company, and I was merely a player.
Right.
I was merely a player.
Yes.
And we lived together, and we did these shows for years and years and years.
Okay.
And he decided that he wanted to quit, and he moved to Alabama to teach college students how to do theater.
Okay.
And I stayed in Greensboro, so I took over the company. I owned the company, and I, you know, throughout those years, I'd written shows, he'd written more, and they were all musicals, and he'd wrote all the music for them. And I carried it for all the way up until COVID. And we would travel to daycare centers, elementary schools. We would set up, do a show, break down, and leave. You know, total involvement, hour and a half maybe, because the shows ran 35 to 40 minutes. And I did that 3 days, 3 mornings a week for all these years. And then, you know, in the afternoon, take a nap, then come over here and do shows in the evening.
Wow.
So, you know, I was burning the candle at both ends for many years and raising a child. And I think that was the main reason that I stayed in the Greensboro area, is that I got married, you know, started a family, and I was working here full time. So, you know, the priorities changed because, you know, all through college and everything, I'm going to go out and be a star.
Right. That's real.
That changed.
That
changed.
You got responsibilities. You got people that are counting on you.
Yeah, I mean, and goals change. I think now that she's grown and out of the house and on her own, I still want to end up in film. I want to do film work. Back in, 20 years ago, I went to get a agent, and he says, "You're too big for film." I'm going, really? Okay. And then about that time is when Jim Carrey became big. I was like, really?
Right.
Really?
I
said, I'm too big. Yeah, and I understood what he was saying. I mean, I grew up just doing theater, and film acting and theater acting is totally different. Yeah, I think there's more theater actors that do better in film than film actors that do better in theater.
This is real. Like this, you've got to have all of the skill sets. Just real quick, man. I was watching a clip. I won't name the famous actors, but one.
Copyright laws or something.
Yeah. But one cat had a background in this, right? Like the theater component, and the other guy just did film. And he was saying how it was a bit annoying being on set with the other guy because they had to basically splice, like chop and put together his parts, whereas the theater guy was just able just to go, you know. And you know, I totally understand. This is the difference between jazz musicians and then a lot of times like the pop world. Like so I resonate with that so heavily. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. It's got to be a conversation between two friends.
Right. That's what's up, man.
But where was I? I don't even remember.
Well, we were talking about the children's theater.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then you were inside of that idea.
Yeah, I was inside the children's. I had just finished talking about Eric and him, and then for 20 years.
Your goals changed?
Goals changed. There we go. There we go. So, yes, I mean, I have done one movie in my life.
Okay.
I have an IMDb page. I don't have a picture up there because they charge you $96 a year to edit it. And the director of the movie, she didn't put one up there for me. So I guess she's the one that built it. This was, oh gosh, I had hair, so it was a long time ago. It was called Shift. It was a PBS movie, and I think it wasn't released as a movie, but that was my one film credit.
Okay. All right. So we can check out Shift.
Actually, my first time, well, no, you can't find it anywhere. I have a copy of it because during COVID, I was sitting there going, hey, this popped in my head. Let's try to contact the director. And Anderson Gold was the company, and I contacted her, left an email, and everybody was home during COVID, so I figured everybody's going to be getting their emails, and she emailed me a link to download a copy of it.
That's killing.
And so I didn't watch the whole thing, I just watched my parts. But
that's how it is. You want to see, that's what you wanted it for.
I know. And then I only watched it once because I wasn't very happy with it.
He's like that.
But Bronwyn and that's my daughter, and Jody, my wife, they really liked it. And I was like, I guess I'm my worst critic.
Yeah, of course.
Listening to this, I'm going to go, that's the way I sound. I must talk like this from now on.
Right. That's how it always is.
Yeah, I know. So, yes, I did that one film, and but getting back, we're talking about directions change. Yeah. So, I do want to branch out and try my hand at film. Not in the near future, but soon. I mean, I think I can play the dads, grandpas, or whatever. Have a lot of fun with that, and character actor. That I have no delusions that I am a leading man type anymore, in the sense of, unless it's a grumpy old men or something. No, to put me in with Walter Matthau, that would be awesome.
Come on.
the same level as him, that would be fun. But that's probably some of my goals at this moment, at this juncture in my life right now.
That's slick, man. You were mentioning before, you said you're into animation.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me about that. That's incredible.
Oh yeah. Well, I'd say I'm into it. It's more of a hobby at this point than an actual art form yet.
Okay.
I have been dabbling in, and what got me thinking about it was during COVID, I couldn't do my kids shows, and I was, just turned a little over 50-ish, and I'm going, I've been doing the kids shows for 25 years. I'm kind of tired of it, getting up and doing it and dragging all the equipment and all that. So I decided to disband with the children's theater, and I have all these scripts, I have all this music. I said, I have all this time now. I'm sitting at home doing nothing, and let's see if I can put together some kind of cartoon and do all the voices and the singing for my kids shows. And then get those out there somehow, another medium of performance. And when I first started, I was like, I can learn this. It's hard. Learning something new, especially a whole program like that. I had hats off to all the animators. And it started me watching different animation shows, watching how they did it, and my brain's going 100 miles an hour and going, wow, that would take hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. I said, oh my gosh. And so I'm still working on it. I don't have the opportunity to put as much time as I want to into it, because life does go on, and it is like a hobby. So I feel that when I do get older and older and older, that is something that I can probably fall back on to still feel like I'm getting that audience, that performance out of me, is I can put together something like that, send it out there into the world, and see how many views it gets hit. And the more views, you're going, wow, yeah, they're listening to me. Exactly. I'm performing and they don't even know it. That kind of thing. So I am thinking ahead of when life, because I've had ailments this past year. So today is actually 1 year cancer-free.
Thank God, man. Congratulations.
Today, there was my surgery last year, July 18th.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I thought that's kind of weird that we're having this right on this same day. Yeah, so yeah, I had prostate cancer, but I'm clean now, so I'm good.
Well, man, thank you, Jesus, man. That's awesome, man. How does overcoming something like that affect your art?
I don't know if it affects my art as much as it affects me, and in return, I guess it does affect your art, the way I approach things, in a little bit. I still think that in the core, I'm still me, and that's a tough one. I haven't thought of it changing me in any way in that respect. I guess it could change, other people. But now that you mention it, I'm going to be constantly focused on how did it change me? How did it change me? So I didn't think of it as changing me in that sense as performance. I think it changed me physically and mentally a little bit, because of, you go through, you go, I'm going to stay well forever. And then you get something like this, and then it says, no, you're not. You got to take care of yourself. So I have been taking care of myself a lot more. I did go through, when I first heard it, I was eating well, I was doing all this other stuff, and then when I found out, I sort of didn't. So I gained like 40 pounds. Okay. Right. So I'm in the process of losing that all back. So I did go through, I was eating my feelings, I guess. So emotionally, it affected me in my personal life, in my professional life, as in performance here. I think that was the one space that stayed normal, and it was good for me to, heck, I had the surgery. I was supposed to be out for 2 weeks, but they called me back in a week after the whole week. The week after I got my catheter out afterwards, because you have to have a catheter in for a whole week.
Oh wow!
So I didn't have that. Once that's done, that very next day, she said, can you come in at least do the announcements and run the board, because they were having an issue with running the board, because I trained the person, but they were still having a little bit of issues. And they wanted the show to be top. And I said, well, heck yeah, I'm sitting at home, I can come sit on a stool and push some buttons. So but it was good so I was down a week, and that was it. And I was often walking. I wasn't running at that point. Often walking again. And I could, for 3 months, I couldn't lift anything over 7 pounds.
Wowzers.
Because fear of hernias, because they went through like 5 spots.
Gotcha.
It was laparoscopic. It was done by a computer.
Okay.
The doctor had to eye things and punching buttons, and it did it itself.
Wowzers.
Yeah. So I was supposed to not lift anything, so I did. I'm a rule follower. I didn't lift anything,
Okay.
but it was really hard.
Yeah. Because you look up, you're like, wait a second, that's
I mean, just saying a stack of plates.
Yeah.
You know, that is not normally a very light object because we have plastic plates, and you know they're melamine or whatever that's called, but they're hard, washable, hard plastic plates, and a stack of those are probably 7-8 pounds.
right. Yeah, but you don't think about
You
it.
don't think about that, and I'm going, I can't lift that, can I?
Yeah.
So I had to do that for at least, it was 2 months, 3 months until everything was, and that didn't help my weight any either.
Yeah, I did. You got to recover, man. So that's different.
Yep,
Yeah.
but this is my anniversary, 1 year.
Thank you, God. Man, that's awesome, man. That's powerful. Do you think it gave you like a different sense of urgency? Like, do you think like your
I think I went through all those motions, I think I went through the woe is me, the
natural,
oh shit,
Yeah.
Can I curse?
Yeah,
No kids are gonna watch this. I said shoot.
Right.
So see, it's constantly in my head whether I need to say something or not. But yeah, I think I went through all the emotions. The fear of when they say you might have it, and then they do the biopsy, and then they send it off, and you have that time waiting, and you're going, no, yeah, you've got it, and then the decisions on what to do, and all of that. So you honestly, I found out in May, and then July I was having surgery. That's how fast it went. And it wasn't a progressive, or it wasn't very, it wasn't a lot, and it wasn't an aggressive cancer. So they got it early. And so that's the reason they got it and everything's good. But it did get me to thinking. I said, so I went and got an appointment for, what's the one for moles and things? Your dermatologist.
Okay.
Dermatologist appointment.
Okay.
I said, check out all my moles.
Right.
Make sure I don't have any of that,
Yeah.
So it did really,
Okay.
get me thinking. I said, oh shit, if I got that,
Yeah.
what if this? And then if you have an imagination like mine, it can run wild.
Just branching out.
I know. So I'm going to get that checked out. So everything's good there. So yes, I ran the gamut of all the emotions, and I still do. Sometimes I just go, whew, dodged a bullet there. I'm glad that I went ahead and got checked out when I did.
Yeah, it's powerful because they were able to jump on that.
And honestly, I don't know the reason why I went in to get checked. I'm trying to remember
Like
what facilitated that, because I did the whole the checking for your not prostate, but your colon, all of that. That was the mail off kind with my general doctor. It was the PSA test.
Okay. And what's
the PSA test is for they test markers. There's a number that you have. They want you to be at 0.3 or something. You can there's a little margin there, but if it's too high, that is the possibility of having prostate cancer.
okay?
So that's the service announcement. Get your PSA test.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna keep it hot now. I'm gonna be 40 in October, and this is around that time. It's like, man, you got to be looking after stuff, and just staying. Because dudes, we don't, like women are a lot better. Like they dudes, we just hey, as long as I'm still moving, So no, that's powerful.
It's a different generation. I think men today or young men today are more apt to go to the doctor than your and my generation, because we're the generation get up, brush your pants off, and go.
That's it. Yeah, walk it off.
Walk it
yeah,
off.
Yeah. These guys,
they're a little smarter than us now.
We'll say it like that.
Smarter than us.
Yeah, pay attention to what's going on with yourself.
I'm a firm believer in doctors now.
Yeah.
Well, and of course, I'm lucky. I mean, up until 3 years ago, I didn't even carry health insurance because I hadn't been to the doctor in 10 years.
Yeah,
honestly,
you just walk
I didn't
off.
have a general practice. I didn't.
Yeah.
And I started having some issues with my blood pressure, and I could feel it. So I went in and they said, "Oh yeah, you get." And even then, it was once a year checkup, check my medicine, make sure it's working. And then that's it. And I would just pay out of pocket. There was no point in having insurance. But now I have insurance.
That's right.
Thanks to Obama. Thank you, Obama.
I
hope I get to keep it.
Yeah. You see,
I'm sorry.
No, you cool.
I didn't want to get political.
No, you cool. Speaking of Obama, the episode of Between Two Ferns.
Oh yes.
Is classic. Shifting gears a bit. So we're currently in this run for Dreamgirls, right here at the theater. My first question is, you haven't been here, what is your favorite show that you've been a part of?
My favorite show that I've been a part of here, I would have to say, is How the Buckner Family Saved Christmas.
Okay.
And my character's name is Larry.
Come on.
Larry the elf.
Come on.
The 6'4" elf. I have done that show here 4 or 5 times. Right. What makes it my favorite is the first time we did it, there's a little girl that's in the show, and she plays Mary Buckner. And we usually get a 5 or 6 year old to do it. So the first time we did it was, I don't even remember the year, but I do remember my favorite time I performed it was my daughter Bronwyn at 6-year-old play Mary Buckner. Okay. So I got to mess with her and play with her on stage. So it was probably by far. Not only that, it is a very fun role. I got a lot of improv. The guy that I was performing with, he was great at improv. Harry and Larry. Yeah. Honestly, Eric Trainer, the guy that I was talking about, wrote the script. Okay. And originally, Wilson Kane and I were Larry and Harry and Larry. He was Harry, I was Larry. So Wilson and I get the script, and then it says he gives us 3 lines, and then in parentheses says Matt and Wilson do whatever. So we have full reign to make it up and go with it, and then after that he had 2 lines, so he brings us back into it. Okay. So we had this full reign of just performing and being the character and doing kooky and crazy stuff. I mean, the set was a toilet on the stage, a non-working one, a toilet because they were in the garage, an old tire, and a folding chair. All right. That was our section of the set. And we stayed in that whole section. We sang songs. We did through the house, all over the place. Yeah. And we had opportunity. We climbed down. See, you still see that there's a hemp rope up there. We installed that the first time we did it. Okay. Because Harry and Larry climbs down the chimney, down the rope into the Buckner's house to steal their Christmas. Okay. So that's slick, man. That's slick. So there's pictures of me, swinging, and I'm wearing all green and plaid. I wear green thermal underwear with plaid boxers and a green vest and a hat. and you know, with a bell on it. You know, so I'm wearing this the whole time. And the whole show, and we're sweating, and he's wearing a Santa suit. He comes down, he falls down on me, you know. We hurry, grab all the presents, and we walk through the house singing a song, carrying all the presents, bring it back into the stage. So that has been my favorite show. I've had some favorite moments on, you know, just like, you know, being with Bronwyn on stage has always been fun. I've worked with lots and lots of wonderful people. I've written shows here.
How many shows have you written?
I co-wrote Groovin' with Chuck Martin, and that was the first time that, and it was just a musical review basically, and it wasn't really a show that I've written to a storyline. There was a through line. It was a radio show. You would come in and I played the MC. I would describe this era of music. It was the 60s and 70s. And we would just do 60s and 70s music and tell a little bit of the song and then move on. There was no characters or anything other than the MC. The first one that I wrote that I really, really like is called Legends Diner. And it was received well. We've done it twice here. And that was the first time I put, you know, a storyline with it. And then I wrote, this past year, I wrote the Riverside Second Chance Choir. It was a religious gospel show, comedy. And I am writing, I need to finish, the Christmas one this December with Riverside. It's a sequel to the first one I wrote. So yeah, there'll be a Christmas version of that show. And there's some, what else? I've written quite a few kids shows, but for the barn, those are the 3 ones that I wrote. I've directed quite a few, but those are the 3 that I've written for here. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I mean, I did Groovin' Christmas. I think we even did a Christmas Legends Diner. So, yeah. You can take the original story and put Christmas music in it and call it a Christmas show, just like the all of them did back in the day. You know, I think Star Wars even had a Christmas episode.
Star Wars Christmas, Lord Jesus.
You know that, don't you?
Yeah. I dig, but see, you just gave me some insight into the thought process behind it, which is, hey, we got this, put some Christmas tunes to it. Now we got the. All right.
Yeah, it's a building block.
There you go. Yeah, building block.
It's a building block.
That's slick, man.
And too, the audience kind of likes, you know, they'll see the same characters. They sort of know, so they're not spending all that time getting to know the characters. They're having a lot of fun with the Christmas story, with the characters that they've seen before. Even if they haven't, you know, they'll get to know them real quick.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
But that's slick, man. I think I'm learning a lot more about this medium and like the thought process that goes behind, you know, the creativity. You know, my background obviously, you know, it's the instruments, you know, and you know they're parallel in a lot of the functions. But man, I just really appreciate this, you know, this insight you're giving. Talk to me a little bit about the magic stage.
Oh, the hydraulic lift stage.
Yeah.
That was the idea of the Conway Jones and his buddy who came up with the dinner theaters. They wanted a buffet style dinner and still have space for a show with not having to build an extra room So this is actually an elevator, and
Is it? Yeah.
you know, and it's a lift, and it's not for people per se, but you know that. Honestly, I've been here for so long. I forget that most people didn't. When they first see it, they go, "Ooh!"
Yeah. I think it's
that new car smell is worn off years ago.
I hear you. Well, but is this something that's like idiosyncratic to the barn, or like is this like a thing that people are doing?
I don't know if people are doing. They've always used the barn the chain, whether it was up in the ceiling or moving forward as in a thrust stage, 3 sides opposed to all 4. They did have the component of a moving stage that moved into place because they all had their dinner with the buffet style. They move it and then they need to move that into the space. So whether it was lifting up into the ceiling or moving out from this back wall, they had all those aspects of it, and I don't think it's true for all dinner theaters, if that's what you're getting at. But no, it's not. No, it was definitely part of the draw for the barn chain. And they were all barns. When they went up, they looked like barns. That was their idea.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Out of this, you know, this run that we're in, right? First off, the people get to hear you perform in this, like you're doing what, like the Pat Boone character. Yeah. I think that's slick. Like, what would you say out of, you know, this run of Dreamgirls? What is your favorite part and why?
My favorite part. Well, I guess now you have to edit that out.
That's cool. That's cool. I like it.
I just have one of those. Oh Lord, you know, all these things you want to say, but you can't say.
I saw you filtering. I was like, yes. Work it out. Work it out. Yeah.
My favorite song is "Heavy." I don't know what it is. It's just that beat, the heavy.
That Latin thing.
And what's the other one? The one where the y'all played at the curtain call too.
Oh yeah. Step into the bad side.
To the bad side.
Yeah.
I mean that's usually a crowd favorite, and of course when Effie sings her song, "You're Gonna Love Me." Those are all great songs, but the one that I enjoy watching the most is "Heavy." I don't know why.
That's cool. No, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I mean, I tap along. I just find myself doing this to it the whole time. I don't know why. It's just one of my favorite songs during the show. I mean, I like the visual too.
Okay.
You know, I like the whole gold outfits and the following around with the camera. To me, that's just a wonderful image, and for me, I watch it. Other songs, you know, I'm looking at the board and doing my thing, doing the lights, doing the sound, making sure. But during that song, I have no light cues.
Oh, sweet.
I just have to babysit the 3 lead mics and let it roll.
Yeah.
And so that's the one spot where I get to just juke and rant and enjoy it.
Sweet.
And usually I have a cast member sitting beside me too, so they're doing that same thing.
I guess so. Yeah,
they're up there watching too.
Yeah. Well, talk to me a little bit about the process and the role of like doing live sound in a show like this. Is it almost like I mean, it sounds like you're a part of the show because you're having to do everything in real time. Like, what's...
No, this show has challenged me. I mean, we actually bought a mini board so we'd have enough space. I mean, have 16 channel board, soundboard, but we had 16 performers, so I needed 16 mics just for them.
Wow.
And that's before the 4 in the pit. And
Sheesh.
the handheld, the iPad for the sound cues, the booth mic.
Wow.
So we bought a mini board, and I had to plug that in, and so we have more channels, and so the first part of it, I have Isata. She's running the sound, turning the mics on and everything, because we have like you.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was first learning, I probably do it now because I'm more in tune to the show and I know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
But she still does it. I just still let her, do the sound, and it just makes it easier for me. Because normally you do have a sound guy, you have a light guy, you have a stage manager, you have a sitting there telling the light guy and the sound guy, all right, you're getting ready. All right, like you go.
Yeah.
And then the light operator and the sound operator, they really don't have to think.
Right.
They have to think to mix and to turn the lights on, but sound guy's more because the sound in this space is you're in a bell. You got concrete ceiling, you got concrete walls, you've got 16 headset mics, all within an 18 by 18 stage. And so you're balancing, turning this one up enough because it's a leads, and then turning down the other 8 because they're ensemble to blend. So the audience is there. We have a mono feed to all our speakers because we're in the round. You don't have left and right. So we run mono. So all the sound is coming out the same, and one speaker basically, you got 8 speakers, 2 on each side. 8. That was quick math. So there's a lot of things that are moving parts that are going on. So I say I don't play any instruments, but when you're doing sound, and you are pushing them up, pulling them back, tweaking the the mids, the highs, depending on if you have a full house, you can push them harder because the people are going to absorb the sound, and it won't be bouncing off the concrete walls as hard. Smaller house, it's a different sound, so you got to pull back, and and because you'll get feedback, and so it's a different bird here. I've run some sound other places. I worked for still do on occasion, a sound company, Avex. They do conventions, and they go in and set up sound systems, lighting for different people, for different conventions, furniture markets, things like that. And I was just a grunt. I started out just carrying speakers and hooking speakers up, and they do all the stuff of the running of the board. But I did that for years just as an odd job, just because I got kids, and
keeping it rolling.
And regardless what people think, theater people, they don't make a whole lot of money.
Right. Yeah, man. That's
unless you're on Broadway or on the silver screen, or the TV screen, you don't make a whole lot of money.
Right.
So
gotta be resourceful.
Yeah, you gotta have lots of different jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back to jobs again, aren't we?
Ain't nothing wrong with it, though, man, because it's all about work, and man, I just want to say, from my standpoint, I just genuinely appreciate the work you do.
Well, thank you.
That's why I wanted to sit down with you, because you go through life, and you meet different people, and you're just able to see from afar. You're like, nah, there's a lot more going on, and
I'm gonna have to get Nikki over here. My head's turning red.
right, yeah.
Makeup.
Right, yeah. But yeah, man, I genuinely appreciate you, sitting down with me and talking with me.
Everyone, could you clear, please? Tape is
I
rolling.
think that you are.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.